Well, Ange,
Hey,
first
Scott.
off, hope you and yours are all well, and thanks for taking the time to speak to us.
Pleasure.
David's question is actually a nice wee segue into mine, to be honest. Ange, so you played and you managed to a pretty high level in a continent that is often looked down upon by Europeans to their detriment. And in bearing in mind, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, I think you're proving you've got an eye for a player. So, with that in mind, do you believe there's any nations or league that are basically untapped and could and maybe should be looked at in the future for European clubs and more importantly Celtic?
Yeah, no, I guess, obviously the majority of my football sort of career and life has been on the other side of the world. And, I've seen football grow in that region, particularly in Asia, particularly over the last sort of 15, 20 years. And I think it's kind of snuck up a little bit on the world. I think you see it in football in general. I mean, you even look at the qualifiers, the World Cup qualifiers now, and you'll see nations all of a sudden competing for World Cup spots that, 20 years ago we used to sort of dismiss as minnows of the world. And very few countries like that exist here in Europe. And I think particularly European clubs are taking notice of that. But I still think there's a little bit of a blind spot when it comes to Asia. There's some top quality players already from Japan and probably South Korea, the two biggest nations, who are already fantastic talents that have proven themselves at the highest possible level. And there's definitely more there. I know it. I've lived it. The technical level of the players from that side of the world, their discipline, the way they sort of think about their football careers, they're very, very focused. I think what they've maybe lacked in the past, in Asian players in particular, is that sometimes they've been wary of taking that leap across the world, the other side of the world, into the unknown in terms of culture, in terms of these kind of things. And as more and more Japanese players and South Korean in particular players have made it here, I think that's encouraged them that they can make that leap and feel confident about it. Iran's another nation that's got some fantastic footballers. So, look, I don't want to say too much because I want to sort of corner the market ourselves. So I don't want to give too much away. But there's definitely talent, and I think you'll see more and more of it sort of filtering through to clubs on this side of the world. And I think you'll even see it in terms of world football context when you see some of these nations at World Cups. They'll start improving their results, and more people will take notice for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Scott. Ryan Fitzsimmons. Ryan?
Hi, Ange. Pleasure to
You too, mate.
The last 5 years at Hampden has been incredibly successful for Celtic, winning multiple trophies. So how excited are you to manage at Hampden for the first time, given the chance to as well secure your first cup final with the club?
Yeah, super excited. Looking forward to it. As you said, this football club's been a regular participant and visitor to Hampden in recent years, and everyone tells me it's a fantastic experience. So looking forward to it tremendously, and I'm sure the players are, because again we've got the majority of our players will be their first time experiencing it as well. So we understanding it's a massive game for us in terms of the context of the season. We've done well to get us to this stage. I guess that was my sort of, not concern, but my biggest focus in the early part of the year was that I didn't want our inconsistency to cost us down the line, whether that was in Europe or in the cup or even in the league. That I knew we'd be up and down in the early parts because of having so many new players playing a different way. Me being the new manager, there were some key games we need to hit, and we had that game against Hearts in the first round of the cup. It was really important at that time that we won that, because it kept us alive in this competition, because I knew that eventually we'd hit our straps. It was the same in Europe, even though we missed out on the Champions League, really important for us to get in the Europa League and just hang in there, and we've done that. And the same in the league. We obviously we dropped a couple of games early on, which you don't want to happen, but for me, I kind of knew that was going to be our challenge. So the fact we kept ourselves alive in all those things, and now, hopefully we're definitely more settled, and we're playing, fairly consistently now. I'm super pleased that we're giving ourselves an opportunity to play in a semi-final and then progress to hopefully a cup final. So, great to be in this position. Now the job is to push on and make sure we take advantage of the opportunity that we've given ourselves by just hanging in there. And as I said, credit to the players and staff that they hung tough through that early period, and now it's up to us to sort of take it to the next step.
Thanks very much, Ange.
Thanks, mate. Thank you, mate.
Martin, 20-minute Tim's Martin.
Hi Ange, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, mate.
How would you, we've come a long way since the start of the season, but how would you rate both yours and the team's performances so far this season? How far away are the team from being where you want them to be?
Look, it's not something I kind of constantly try and measure or look at. I mean, I think what I have been pleased about, as I said just now, is that the players in particular, because they're the ones in the difficult position of being out there, they've shown real resilience to get through the sticky patches we've had. And that's a good sign for me, because it shows that whatever challenges we're going to have ahead, and we're always going to have challenges at this football club, we've already shown that we've got, apart from our football, the character within the team to keep pushing on and believing in what we're doing. As you said, we've improved a lot. We to be fair, we started at a fairly low base because we were a brand new team, but I at some point, it's not now, and it might not be for another 20 years when I'm sitting on a beach with Ian somewhere in Mykonos, that even those, I look back at those two Michelin games and the fact that we hung in there for so long in those two games, considering the majority of our signs hadn't even come to the club yet. We thrown a lot of young guys in. We lost in extra time, and Michelin a lot more settled than we were. It wasn't that I thought there was a gap in the quality. They were just some good signs for me that we're up for a fight as a football club and as a team, and we've grown since then. So, how far along are we? I don't know, because I don't know what the end point is. I want us to be the best team we can ever be, and I don't know what that's going to look like. So what I do know is that we've improved, and my job is to make sure that we keep improving. So what we did the last sort of period was better than the period before, was better than the period before that. Well, my job is to make sure that when we get to that last period of this season, we're playing our best football of the year. If we're doing that, then we're giving ourselves a chance for success.
Thanks, mate. Best of luck.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Martin. I think finally we're going to go to Celtic Fans TV again.
Yeah. Hi, Ange.
G'day, mate.
Yeah. You've talked a bit about recruitment already today, but aside from technical ability, what are the key qualities that you look for in a player when judging whether they'll be a good fit for you and for Celtic?
Look, for me, a big part of it is sort of, and it's hard because it's very hard to measure when you're talking about scouting players, is just their character and their motivation, what it is. The way we play our football is not easy. You're asking, goalkeepers to play out from the back all the time. You're asking centre backs that, you're going to get between 60 and 80 passes a game. You play in other teams, you might get 20 or 30, and most of the time you're just knocking it long. I'm asking fullbacks to go into areas where, they've probably never been their whole lives, so midfielders to think a bit differently, strikers to work out. So there's a real big expectation on guys who are prepared to do beyond what the conventional is. So, as I said, it's hard to measure and hard to distinguish sometimes, but all the players we've signed, I have conversations with, and I'll just try and see if I can pick up something in them that says to me that they're going to embrace what we're about. Because to be fair, like I said, there's a lot of talented footballers in the world, and sometimes the differences between them are super marginal, and for me, what then becomes important is what kind of person they are are they going to embrace what I want them from them that probably no one's ever asked of them before as footballers and as people more than anything, because it takes courage, yeah, it takes character, it takes so many of those human qualities that got nothing to do with their ability as footballers to play the kind of football that I want them to play, and I hope can be successful for this football club. So that's the key bit, and I think for the most part, like I said, we've got it right in terms of I've seen players, and not just with the ones who were brought in, but even the existing players. Guys like Tony and Cal and Turnbull, Tommy Rogic, these guys, they still have this burning desire to improve as footballers and take on the new information that we're giving them and about the way we want to play. So if it's just on their technical abilities, I could get a fantastic centre-back who just not interested in playing out from the back. That makes it impossible for me. It's, square pegs, round holes, all that sort of stuff. So that's the bit I look for. Like I said, it's not an exact science, and I don't always get it right. But for me, it's a key sort of component of the people we bring to the football club.
Thanks, Ange. All the best.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Paul. I think that's us, folks. Everyone's had a turn. If not, please shout. All good. Ange, thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Again,
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All the best. Take care.
All the best.